Hello everyone! Today I bought another box with a bunch of N-scale stuff. You probably saw from the thumbnail, this contains SD9. So let's get right into it. So this SD9, it's seen better days. The trucks keep falling off. It's also got a really strange custom paint job. I don't think I'm gonna redo it. I think I'm gonna run it just like that for the time being. So when that happens, you can still run the engine. The only trouble is when you lift the engine off the track, the trucks will fall off. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But you can run them like that. Oh, look at that, the two horns are there. Oftentimes this little wee one here gets lost. And looks like all the handrails are there. Can't complain too much about that. So yeah, I think I'm going to run it just like that, different looking paint job. All right, what else is in there? CSX caboose. I don't know, do you guys know when was the last caboose on the CSX? I think the CSX started and that was pretty much the end of cabooses at the same time. Anyways, it's kind of cool. It's a Bachmann unit. I like these Bachmann metal wheels, so I buy a lot of these. There is a complete train in there, including some parts. I probably need these parts right away to fix them at the freight cars. And I kind of like doing that. I kind of like to fix things. So I'll put that aside for now and I'll get the other freight cars. There's a lot of stuff in there. Oh, it's a neat P&LE gondola. Goes well with my Penn Central stuff. Lehigh Valley, that goes with my Penn Central stuff as well. Santa Fe, that looks pretty nice. Looks to be another Bachmann car. Oh, I like this. This is good. There's still some more freight cars. CP rail, I'm be sure and fix that. Here's another neat little gondola. I have a ton of these already, but I still like it. Same with the Wabash hoppers. I do have a ton of these, but I like it. The Pensalt's tank car, which is also pretty neat. I'm not gonna spend the whole video just fixing these, but just if you get wheels that look like that, don't panic. You just re-gauge them, and that will be that. Your train's gonna run just fine. Let me see if I can at least sort one out of the freight cars. See, now you can reuse it. See, now I used the floor from the Southern Pacific gondola and I fixed up my Pittsburgh and Lake Erie gondola because I'm going to be using that for sure. So let's get busy on this. So these are really good runners. They're really smooth. Let me just show you what's the issue with this. All that's broken is this little tab here. So that it will run like that. But see, that's the little tab that's gone. But like I said before, the truck keeps falling off. Now some engines you can still get parts directly from Kato. This one I'm not so sure, so I plan to just run it like that and call that good. They just like the SD40, they have a little tab that allows you to pull on the frame to get them out. So that's pretty easy to do. So this just needs a little quick tune-up. We'll do a little quick tune-up. These are ultra smooth runners though. They're really beautiful. I like them. So that looks to be all original in here. We'll pull the fuel tank. Other than the interesting paint job. Yeah, actually very easy to get in there and service them, which I will do. We'll do a good job of servicing this. It'll be an ultra smooth runner. Pretty much like those SD40s, you know. Such a joy to work with these engines. They're super smooth and reliable, and just the sound they make is just very satisfying. This is probably old, you know, from the 90s. I'm assuming. That makes sense. Then I'll just spread out the frame just a little bit to get to the that front truck, which is unbroken. So yeah, no matter what you do, you know, to get the shell off, do not pull on the wheels. This is how the little tab gets broken. Oh, I had this upside down. So that's it. This is all you need to make a train super smooth and happy. I love that stuff. I'm looking at this. Everything looks awesome in there. I'm just gonna put some light oil. Just 4 drops is all you need. So I used the light oil just to say that I did something. We'll go spin that. Start out my power pack and we'll spin it just a little bit. Do you guys do that? Do you guys do the periodic maintenance on your locomotives? Oh, that's a lot of power. Bring it down a bit. You don't need a lot to run these. I'll put usually the lowest possible step on my power pack, and that's enough to run them. Oh yeah, now it's on the lowest step. So that sounds real good. No need to do any more on this. Runs awesome. Next step will be cleaning up the wheels, but since this engine comes from another house, another home, I will clean the shell. So that will leave the shell plenty of time for the water to evaporate before I put it back on. That looks kind of blue under here. Maybe this was Baltimore and Ohio one. Anyways, I'm gonna just clean this very quickly with my toothbrush and some dish soap. So I'll be spending most of my time on the wheels. Now they have a nice micro trains conversion kit for these, but I actually don't really mind using the old Rapidos. I still have a lot of freight cars with the Rapidos. And you know, I have to admit it, that's in my personality to have a bunch of antiques around. I just cleaned up a hoarder house, and to be honest, I threw out a lot of stuff. I've never thrown stuff in the recycling as much as I did these last 2 weekends. It's probably good for me to do that because it teaches me that accumulating stuff is not necessarily being rich. A lot of that stuff the family came to get, everything that was valuable, but the junk they just left. There was a lot of junk. So what is that? Did it get paint on the wheels? Maybe a little bit. I'm leaving it there because it will be interesting. As the locomotive goes down the road, you're going to see these move. So that's going to be interesting looking. Do you guys do that? Do you guys paint the wheels just to make them look maybe just a little bit more realistic? At any rate, it makes it look interesting. So I always clean the wheels with my rag. That gives me a chance to make everything look squeaky clean. And I do look at them under magnification just to be sure that everything is gone from there. I actually have some microtrains conversion kits for SD9. Let me show you that. I've actually got a little stash of these. This one's probably from a different engine, could be a RS3, could be a -8. They make them for many different locomotives. Yeah, this one's from an RS3 probably, or maybe not. Anyways, if it fits in there well, probably it's for this engine. Doesn't seem to fit too good. So I do have stashes of parts. This one looks like it almost wants to go there. This one seems to fit all right. But it looks like the bottom was cut out from it. So 100% Microtrain makes them for this engine. You could complete this with a nice snowplow. And then you get a nice pilot for this. But I actually truly prefer to have the rapidos. So I'm going with that. And then I'll take the gearbox and the side frames and all that good stuff, and I will wash that with my toothbrush. So you can see the tabs missing here, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm gonna run it just like that. Should be silky smooth as a Kato engine should be. You know what they say, cleanliness is next to godliness. So put everything back. The wheels are interchangeable, so you don't have to worry about that. They're all about the same. Geez, that is some good plastic. And then the little contact strips, they have to ride on these bearings, and there's also 2 tabs where they ride on. So I believe they are symmetrical, but that's definitely worth keeping in mind there. If they don't happen to work 100% well, then maybe swap them around just to be sure. So I'm going to line this up properly and we'll try it with our fingers. Okay, now everything's right where it should be. And I tried with my finger, there's no rolling resistance whatsoever. That is why Kato engines are so great. It's because, and that's also why they run so smooth. It's because they do have that part, the trucks part, they have it figured out. And they have really low rolling resistance. And that should just snap into place. And then try it again just to make sure. But yeah, that looks good. So I do the exact same thing on the other side. All right, let's put everything back together. Now be mindful of these little insulators. You do need them. So I've got one on each side there. Put this back, check the alignment of the contact strips. They have little tabs, they should go under this one. That way they have a little bit of springiness. So check that. And then we'll just start these screws up. These little hexagons there, they do have a direction. They're like little cones. They're a little bit of a cone. So I am mindful of that always. And if you get them just right, they'll just slide in there. No need to force them in. Let's put that fuel tank. Now this fuel tank, it's got only one way that it's gonna fit. There we go. And remember, those little air tanks for the brakes, they go towards the cab. On the GP7, they go opposite the cab, but on the SD9 they go towards the cab. Anybody out there is a rivet counter? Is this an SD9 or an SD7? I really can't tell. There's just a number of, to differentiate them, there's just a number of grills on the battery boxes, I think. They look pretty close to me. Yeah, so this one truck is gonna keep falling off. That's okay. That's part of the fun. And then we'll just tighten this together. Use gravity as your friend. And yeah, check your contact strips at this point. But that looks pretty good. Really happy with the way the contact strips lined up. And then which way is the front on this? You can see the light is very close to the back of the wall. This one's a little bit further away. If you look under your shell there, you can see this this light shield's a little short and this light shield's a little longer. So it goes like this, obviously. But I'm gonna test it a little bit before I put the shell on, just in case. Yeah, I'll test it on the bench and then immediately I'll go on the track. Okay, let's try this out. Runs great, no surprise there. Nice and quiet. Perfect, so let's put the shell back on. Dang it, my truck fell out again. Okay, so that should slide right in. Oh yeah, that was easy. Okay. And now it's time to run some trains. Oh, when I sorted out my freight cars, I put the coupler on this one. And I put a coupler pocket on this one, so we'll be trying those as well. And I looked on the interwebs and I found that the last cabooses were used around 1985 and CSX came out in 1987. So if you saw a caboose after that, it was called a shoving platform, then the crews used them for that, I guess. All right, let's go put that on the track. I love the clickety-clack of those metal wheels. Looks like Farmer Fred's cow got lost again. And I still got my Kato sound box around, so we can listen to that. So turn on your subwoofer.